Hey guys, Sarah here from Recovering Book Order, and it's time for my weekly chat where we catch up on what's been going on in my life, everything I've been creating, and what I have been reading. So, it was an interesting week. Did not exactly go as I anticipated. First, last week's game night. We played Racco, and Brian beat me really bad. I think Cassidy had a hard time catching on to it, but once she did, she was doing very well with it. So yeah, it was fun, but yeah, I lost. So we did that. I made cheese fondue. I make the best cheese fondue, and Brian said it was the best one that I have ever made. I do this, it's like a copycat recipe from the Melting Pot for their Wisconsin cheddar. Guys, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. So that was last Saturday. It is Cassidy's turn to pick tonight, and I think she's going to go with Quicks, and we are doing taco casserole again because she asked us to. And you know, the word taco and me, we're like this. Anything taco, man. All right, so let's see. Let me show you guys my planner for last week. The finished planner, because when I show it to you guys, it doesn't have Saturday and Sunday done. So that is what this week's look like. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I really like the snow days section down here at the end. Sunday was pretty uneventful. Didn't have a whole lot going on. I think I just pretty much worked on cross stitching for most of the day. And then on Monday, back to work. I gotta be honest, work was really tough this week. Yeah, just not the best work week. And by the time we got to Thursday, I decided I was gonna take a day off because it had just been, it was just like one thing after the other, and I needed a mental health day. Cassie had come to work with me on Thursday, and then we left to go to her figure skating lesson. So I think I told you guys, her first week at figure skating, her finger got cut by the blade of another skater's skate. Then the next week was canceled because of the ice. And so this week was her second lesson. And she was down, she was doing really well. They had just told her that they thought they were going to move her up to the next section. And she had this horrible fall. It was absolutely terrible. Her, like, literally both legs went up into, like, straight up into the air. She was really quite high off the ground, and then she slammed down onto the ice, and she came this close to smacking her head off the ice. So it could have been much worse than it was. If she had smacked her head with as hard as she had fallen, she would have for sure ended up with a concussion. But she didn't, thank God. But she did, however, land on her wrist. So she sat down for a few minutes, and then she, oh God, I give her so much credit. She still tried to get back out onto the ice and continue with her lesson. And I could tell she was hurting because when she was sitting, she was rocking, and she kept kind of like going like this with her hand. So she, about 15 minutes left of the lesson, she told her coach that she couldn't do it anymore. So I went down and met her, and she's like, she just started bawling. I mean, and let me tell you, Cassie has a really high pain tolerance. So the fact that she was crying, I knew it was bad. So we got her skates off and everything, and returned and took her to urgent care. And they said she had broken her bone, her wrist. She had had a previous break on her growth plate. She had slipped during a fire drill outside right around the same time of year. Maybe that was like March, when she was in 2nd grade. She's in 6th grade now. And she said, I feel like it's in the same place, but worse. So we got a temporary cast, and so, you know, it's the end of the week, end of my week. I said, so it's like I had a premonition, I guess. I wasn't going to be able to go to work anyway on Friday. So We were able to get into the orthopedic yesterday at 11 o'clock. Same one that she had last time. And yeah, she broke her radial bone. It's not a snap or anything like that. The orthopedic said luckily she is not going to need surgery. She will be in a cast for 5 weeks. I'll put a picture of her with the cast that she picked here, her beautiful purple cast. And yeah, so we were there pretty late. I want to say we were there until like 1:30, around 1:30, I think. And then she had plans for Friday. Her and my mom were going to go out to lunch and then shopping. She really still wanted to do that. And of course, once the cast was put on, her arm felt much better. Of course, it's her right one too, and she is right-handed. So her arm was feeling better, and she had ibuprofen, so she still wanted to go. So my mom picked us up from my house. We had a late lunch at Red Robin, our favorite restaurant. And then she wanted to go and do some shopping. So her and my mom went to 2 stores up by where Red Robin is, and I went over to Barnes & Noble because I wanted to get the latest cross-stitcher magazine. I don't even know what it's called. It's a cross-stitch magazine from England. And you can get them at Barnes & Noble, and they always come with like materials to make some kind of project, and then, you know, all the patterns on the inside. Unfortunately, they're like in a you can't even see through it kind of thing, so it's just really taking a chance as to what you're going to get in there. But both of the magazines ended up having some good stuff in it, and then I got another pattern book also. So then we met over at Five Below, and then we went to the mall. And at box lunch, my mom bought me this new mug, which I love. Belle, sorry, fully booked. Isn't that pretty? It's gorgeous. It's nice and oversized, the kind that I like. So I'm happy. I have a new mug. Yeah, so we shopped until like 4:30-ish, I think, and then Cass was like ready to go. Her arm had started kind of throbbing at that point, so she said she was ready. So left there, came home, and Brian made us dinner, hamburgers again. He's like, oh, you're not going to want hamburgers, you have them for lunch. I'm like, no. I'll eat hamburgers every meal. I love hamburgers. There's, like I said last week, there's so few things I like, but hamburgers is one of the things that I really love and could just eat a ton of. So he made us dinner, and then I worked on Persephone, from the Hades and Persephone cross stitch. Oh, I left that over there. I have to grab that before I show you guys my stuff. So, I think that was pretty much it. That was my week. Yeah, I already told you guys about what we're doing for game night and stuff. So, yeah, not a whole lot of fun. So here's my spread so far for this week. And yeah, all right, so let's talk about reading. Well, first let me say I've fallen down another rabbit hole, guys, and it started with those body language videos I told you guys about last week. So that led me to the Casey Anthony case. The mother that was accused of taking her daughter's life. She was only 2, I think, Kaylee Anthony. And she ended up getting off. And it is like the most fascinating case study of a human being. So I am down this rabbit trail of all the videos from the Casey Anthony trial, and I found a playlist that's the full trial. And so that's what I'm doing right now. Thus, I am not reading. I'm not listening to anything because I'm listening to that, because I'm so fascinated by it, and it's all I want to do is listen to it. So I didn't have very much reading this week, although I did start Secrets of Winter House. This is the second book in the Winter House series. This is by Ben Gooderson. And I read the first 2 chapters. And so far, so good. And then I continued with the Home to Harmony book, which I don't have in here right now because it's in my purse. By, I can't remember who that's by. I feel like I want to say Philip Gully, maybe. It's still a very different book. It is continuing to be just a bunch of like vignettes about characters. It's very different. Very different. And it's fine, but there's no like connecting story. It's all about things that pretty much had happened in the past. Yeah. So I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but it's fine. And then Cass and I started Half-Blood Prince yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Because, you know, that's what we're reading for school. And then I did have, you know, I'm on somewhat of a book buying ban this year, but I do have several books written down that I'm able to buy because it's like auto-buy authors for me, or auto-buy tropes. Let's put it that way. So one was an auto-buy author, the other one was an auto-buy trope that I ordered. And I've been waiting quite a while for both of them. So the first one is Circus of Wonders by Elizabeth Mcneil. And I'll just read you guys the synopses because it's been so long since I put them on my thing. So my favorite trope is circuses, fairs, magical fairs, that kind of thing. So an addictive novel about power, fame, and a love that is threatened by a terrible secret. Step up, step up. In 1860s England, circus mania is sweeping the nation. Crowds jostle for a glimpse of the lion tamers, the dazzling trapeze artists, and the most thrilling of all, the so-called human wonders. When Jasper Jupiter's Circus of Wonders pitches its tent in a poor coastal town, the life of one young girl changes forever. Sold to the ringmaster as a leper girl because of the birthmarks that cover her body, Nell is utterly devastated, but as she grows closer to the other performers, she finds herself enchanted by the astonishing freedom of the circus and by her own role as the Queen of the Moon and Stars. Nell's fortune very quickly begins to glitter, and with it, a chance for Jasper to realize his dreams of world renown. But what happens when her fame eclipses his? When even Jasper's loyal brother, Toby, becomes captivated by Nell. No longer the quiet flower picker, Nell knows her own place in the world, and she will fight for it. A gorgeously wrought exploration of celebrity, power, and belonging, this is a historical novel unlike any other, with an unforgettable heroine at heart. So I got that one. That was my auto-buy trope. My auto-buy author is The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers. Absolutely love and adore Francine Rivers. She is a Christian fiction writer. Okay, synopsis on this one. 1875, when Catherine Walsh arrives in tiny Calvada, a mining town nestled in the Sierra Nevadas, falling in love is the furthest thing from her mind. Banished from Boston by her wealthy stepfather, she has come to claim an inheritance from the uncle she never knew, a defunct newspaper office on a main street overflowing with brothels and saloons, and a seemingly worthless mine. Moved by the oppression of the local miners and their families, Catherine decides to relaunch her uncle's newspaper, and then finds herself in the middle of a maelstrom, pitted against Calvada's most powerful men. But Catherine intends to continue to say and publish whatever she pleases, especially when she knows she's right. Matthias Beck, owner of a local saloon and hotel, has a special interest in the new lady in town. He instantly recognizes C.T. Walsh's name, same tenacity in the beautiful and outspoken redhead, and knows all too well how dangerous that family trait can be. While Catherine may be right about Calvada's problems, her righteousness could also get her killed. But when the handsome hotelier keeps finding himself on the same side of the issues as the opinionated Miss Walsh, Matthias's restless search for purpose becomes all about answering the call to the heart. Everyone may be looking to strike it rich in this lawless boomtown, but it's a love more precious than gold that will ultimately save them all. Sounds so good. So good. I can't wait. And I believe that's going to be the book club book for my In Real Life book club. I think that's what the one that Ruth's going to pick for, that would be, let's see, we're meeting next week, I think. So April, I'll be April. Okay, so let's talk about what I have been working on this week, creativity-wise. I've only focused on 2 things this week. So last week, I had shown you guys my, the Soulmates Stitch Along I'm doing for, hold on, Creatively Crafting. And the first couple was Fred and Wilma. I'll put a picture, yeah, I'll put a picture of what it looked like last week over here, and then you can kind of see the full border and stuff too, because I don't want to take it out of the frame, so you're only going to see the couple. So this week's couple is Hades and Persephone. So I finished Hades and I'm starting on Persephone. Well, I shouldn't say I finished Hades. I finished stitching Hades, but I still have to do the back stitching, which makes such a huge difference. And then Persephone. So here is Hades, and then Persephone will be right here. And then Fred and Wilma are over on this side right here. So yeah, I really like this one. Again, they look like little Funkos. So that was this week's. New one will be released on Monday. This is a mystery stitch along, so I don't have a picture to show you of what it will look like. And I think, if I'm correct, I think the Narnia stitch along starts today. I have to check my email. I'm pretty sure the first one is released today, but I'm still waiting on my floss for that, so I'll be able to start this week. All right, the other one I've been working on is my Castle and Night sampler from the Stitching Spell, and this is what it will look like. So I'm doing this on a 18 count piece of Picture This Plus that I had purchased from, what's it called? From 123 Stitch. This one's huge. Look how big this is. Very, very big. So let me show you the piece that I made progress on. This is so fun to stitch. Like, I'm loving this. So this is what I got done since I saw you guys last, and I quite love it so much. And I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it's like a light blue, almost looks like a cloudy, like a sky with some clouds in it. The fabric does. Maybe you can tell better if I hold it back here. So that's where I am on that. Like I said, really enjoying stitching that, but I don't know that I'm going to get back to it this week, because I'm trying to focus on the Soulmate stitch along, and then, like I said, I think the Narnia one too. I want to work on that since it'll be released this week also. All right, I think that's it. This is a short one this week, guys. I've been kind of working on the same stuff and not much reading, so I don't have very many books to talk about. I apologize for that. Yeah, all right. So I have nothing else to say. All right, I'll talk to you guys next week. If you like this video, not my best, but if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you want to find me other places, everywhere I can be found is down in the description box. All right, guys, I'll catch up with you later. Bye.